Man, what a game today, fellas. It was a nail biter to say the least. But listen, we got the win. I mean, we got the win. We're seventh, right behind Manchester United.
Yeah.
Let me start with Dan. I don't know how long you can be on the show, brother, but what are your thoughts on today's match, man?
I thought it was a pulsating first half. I think we did well.
Right.
I was you know uh, not. I was disappointed that we gave up 2 goals as easily as we did.
Right.
I'm sure there'll be a lot of finger pointing and everything. I thought Dan Byrne had an excellent match. Although, that first goal that we gave up, the first equalizer wasn't the best. I thought our second half was lackluster, but leave it to Bruno and Fabs. I mean, good Lord, he just keeps coming up with goals out of nowhere. Our beloved Swiss defender. So yeah, and again, remind everybody we paid £3 million for him. How much is he worth? How much would he be worth now in his prime when we picked him up for $3 million? How much would if everybody was able to see how he performs now when we signed him? He'd be what, 50, 60, 70 million? I mean, easily. So we can't say enough good things about him. So not the best match, but we came out with 3 points. So there you go. I'm happy with that. How about you guys?
Yeah, John, what do you think, man?
Me? Oh,
Yeah.
I'd echo what Dan said. And I love it when Shar takes the ball up. I love it when he just starts plowing through, because it's like we're not getting anywhere. We're passing it around. He takes it forward. I love that stuff. And he's always got a shot. I mean, if he gets a shot, he's pretty sharp with it. All 3 of our goals were bangers. I mean, they were great, all 3.
That first goal from Bruno was.
Yes. The outside of his foot just banged it in. He wasn't going to try and line it up with the other foot. It was like, no, it's going in. And it was a terrific win for us. It was a hard-fought win. You could tell that obviously we're still suffering with not enough people to rotate, still hurting us because we're dog tired. I think I was texting with Dan. I was like, okay, here's where we get gassed right now. They're about to go to stoppage time. What are they going to do? Add 20 minutes to stoppage time? Well, I was lucky. It was only 6, but you could see that we were just fading, particularly Wilson and Gordon. And then that's when you get hurt. And that's what happened to Wilson. Kind of disappointing. You get tired and you're working too hard and you're trying to push through to get the win. And, somebody gets hurt. Yeah.
Simon, I mean, again, this was a tough game, but we got to win. I mean, that's a very positive thing. That's what we play for. So what are your thoughts on this match, man?
I think that the win was the most important thing. It didn't matter how we were going to get it. We needed back-to-back wins at this point just to get that groove going again. It was somewhat ugly. And like what John said, I turned to Rich, who John knows. At one point, I'm looking at Rich like, are we going to bring on Murphy or somebody? Because the energy had gone, and they brought on Livramento, but it's like we needed a little something, and we were getting stuck. It drives me nuts. But we get stuck up on the upper right-hand side where we play little triangles, but they never go anywhere. And 50% of the time, Bruno or Longstaff or whoever's up there ends up getting the ball taken off them, and it goes straight back down the other side. And that happened a few times. And it's like, look, man, it just seemed to be a glaring thing of, if Murphy's fit, bring him on. We need a couple of legs. It doesn't matter where we go. And then he brought on Kraft within about 30 seconds of me saying it. So I was like, well, at least it's somebody, but I'm a bit worried we're going at like push at the back with defenders rather than pushing somebody up the field to try and relieve the pressure, because we haven't been good at trying to soak up that pressure and not concede a goal recently. We just haven't been.
I was thinking it would be nice if Eddie brought people on like about 10 minutes before he does right now, because before somebody makes a mistake, And by the way, I love Eddie. I don't want to hear any of this. Get rid of Eddie. He's done so much. And if I was the manager, I don't know what the hell I would do with the situation we got with no subs. He's doing fine.
I think it's you're right. I in no way would ever want Eddie to go at the minute. I think he's perfect for us right now. You know, he won't be here forever. Obviously, it never happens. But I do think you can also say last week he completely got it wrong. He was stubborn. And it's almost like, did we not have a tactical department who scouted and looked at the opposition and knew that we had a speed merchant that Dan Burn would be going up against? And I love Dan Burn, and he had the player of the week before that. Absolutely. He 100% deserved it. But against Luton, surely they should have known, okay, maybe this game is better suited to Livramento and Pace, or Trippier moved over and Pace rather than Dan Burn, because Dan Burn is not a speed merchant, and we're not always going to go up against fast people. But surely that's one game where we could have went, hey, you need to sit this one out this week. American sports do that all the time. Scout and say, you're going up against this guy because it suits you. Surely we should have been looking at that. And I kept seeing this week, he's too loyal to people. Maybe he is, and that's an Achilles heel of his. I don't think Dan Burn, maybe hindsight's great, but I don't think Dan Burn should have played that game. I know he said he put him in for height, but how's the height helping when he's out on the left?
Yeah.
Like, if we stop the ball from coming in, we don't need the height in the middle.
Yeah.
So
he goes forward a lot for my liking, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I think it was great when Tino came on, and he went towards the middle more, and he played alongside Botman and Shar. I think that was a really good. I liked it. And again, you have to take a forward out. But if you want Burn so bad, and he's one of your leaders, one of your players, then somebody else must go. I mean, that's.
Or go to like a 5 at the back, that 3-5, right. 3-5, whatever. The 4-3-3 has been good for us, but with the injuries and maybe not having to take people out and move around, the 3-5, whatever would be a benefit.
Yeah. And Trips and Tino can play the wing backs. I mean, we know they can do that, and we've seen that Trips can do it on the left-hand side as well as he can do it on the right side. So, put Livramento on the right-hand side, move Trips over to the left side. Burn can play the left side of a back three with Botman in the middle and Cher on the right, or switch them around. Either way, I mean, but yeah, given the injuries, and that's the thing that's irritating me, is I don't ever want to hear that it's an excuse, but it's a fact. When there was one point of the season, we had 13 first team members out, including a band finale. So I don't think we're talking about that. It's good to see Barnes coming back. I think all of us can agree it would have been nice to have seen an additional forward brought in even on loan, because our front two is made of glass. I mean, we got Isak and Wilson. If they're both out, what are we going to do? We've moved Gordon in the middle, and then he got injured, and he went off at halftime. We're struggling in that department. We got to do better than that. So, guys, I don't want background noise to filter in and everything. So I want to say thanks for having me, and of course, man. I'll see you guys soon. Timing didn't work out today, but I'm glad I was able to see all of you, and John and Simon. We'll see each other again before we see each other at the end of March. So
of course, that's right.
Chris, brother. I'll see you guys soon. We'll talk to you later,
man. Have fun.
You too. Away the Bloods.